What is up, guys? Kevin Cage back with another XRP update. Let's get right into it today. So first things first, I wanted to point out Avalanche is pumping even more than before. Per yesterday's video, I know we were showing the chart, and as we can see, since it was essentially bottomed out a few months back, so it's been recent, since even just December and we are under $3, it has gone roughly 1,400%, wicking as high as almost 2,000% in terms of an increase. Now, why do we care about AVAX? We should be caring about XRP. Well, keep in mind, Avalanche is largely connected to the company Ripple as well as XRP, the digital asset. Also, Flare Networks, the consensus mechanism for this is Avalanche Consensus, part of AVAX. We're also combining the smart contracts of Ethereum with the EVM and XRP for extremely efficient settlements. So notice, unlocking the value starting with XRP. Flare Networks is funded by the company Ripple. Do you really think that this is not in their best interest? The company Ripple, all these organizations that are building on XRP, they are not trying to build some pump and dump. That is not sustainable. To get the most money out of this ecosystem, they are going to want to build something that solves real problems at scale and will do that for the years to come. Again, providing ample liquidity for the XRP ledger and XRP, the digital asset, to become even more powerful than before. These are the things I consider when I'm looking at the fundamentals and understanding what is yet to come. So 75% of the value of blockchain tokens is inaccessible. It's locked. It cannot interoperate with the other ecosystems to decentralized applications. This is changing now thanks to XRP. So before, and I hold Ethereum, I love it. I don't think you should bet against it, even if, it is proof of work and still migrating, which is good. You have to recognize XRP's extremely fast settlement and just overall cost and scalability versus Ethereum. It's a no-brainer. And yes, I know, but Ethereum has smart contract capabilities. It can do this and this and this, and I completely agree. But please look into Flare. Now with Flare, utilizing literally everything in the EVM, Ethereum's virtual machine, and the XRP ledger, and Avalanche for a consensus mechanism. This is just next level stuff, guys. And remember, as XRP holders that claimed it and have been in this community, we are getting Flare tokens or Spark tokens as well distributed to us. So I'm beyond excited. And keep in mind, at a 1-to-1 ratio. So if you own 10,000 XRP, you'd be getting, if you decided to participate back in December, 10,000 Spark tokens over time. It will be distributed in chunks. You guys can read more about that on Flare XYZ. So I'm beyond excited. Of course, you can keep up to date with all these blogs. I try to speed through them whenever I can. So right here, this was October, closing the circle on XRP Flare interoperability. Please understand, the higher Spark token, right now it's at 26 cents. Can we get to $1 someday? I absolutely believe so. And I did see 𝙒𝙖𝙏𝙼 on Twitter, and he just made such a good point, and that's why I love being on crypto Twitter, because it really gets our gears turning. He goes, the token that unlocks all the value should typically be one of the most valuable. Now, Spark will be collateralized. He can also be referring to QNT, which is another phenomenal project that I hold. I've been a long time advocate of that. You can find videos of me doing that even in 2018, talking about it when, people didn't really get it. Buying when nobody believes in the asset, and the same concept applies for XRP. People are losing faith. And yes, I know it is a lot more risky and scarier buying an asset when there is ongoing, SEC allegations. But what did 𝙒𝙑𝙼𝙏 say? And he's quoted to say, he's general counsel for Ripple. He's not some Twitter lawyer. He is as big as it gets in this ecosystem, representing, billion-dollar companies. He even said years ago, and we saw the video, the SEC went and did not ask Ripple. They just started running a validator on the XRP ledger. Why? Because it is open source. I shouldn't have to remind you guys, but I'm going to touch on this briefly before showing you the XRP price chart. So the quote of 𝙒𝙑𝙼𝙏 is, reminder, the SEC complaint only alleges, nothing has been determined. That's what courts are for. Keep this in mind, just like years ago, the uncompliant sales of XRP, potentially the massive holdings, the war chest of the company Ripple, or even the early execs. These are absolute concerns for some of these power players in the space. Now I want to show you a really cool document in a little bit, actually, on the IMF talking about the company Ripple. Very interesting, so be sure to stick around. Right here, we can see live coin watch also. So Spark now is trading at 27.5 cents. We can see a difference in price. Currently, these are merely IOUs, just kind of digital representations before Spark tokens are truly live. Okay, so back down to 26 now, and now Flare per XRP, that pair is up to 27.5. So just kind of fluctuating, all good and great. So keep in mind, I'm rooting for a high-valued Ethereum, a high-valued AVAX, I'm rooting for a high-valued Spark token, and most importantly, a very high-valued XRP. I'm beyond excited for this. Of course, this adds additional demand because you have to lock it up and collateralize your digital assets, or at least can. And there's going to be staking rewards. Please let me know who I should follow on Twitter. Of course, I'm keeping up with the Flare community. A few other really smart people in that area, of course, 𝙒𝙃𝘼𝙏𝙏. I'm excited to watch Mr. Fresh Time or Mickey B. Fresh and 𝙃𝙀𝘼𝙏𝑒ddie cover some things. Trying to keep up to date because this is happening now. Of course, NFTs are a huge thing. They've been, a big thing for a few years now, but they're really starting to pick up. And I know we talked about Flow on Kraken. I'm getting into that space. Gala, just a lot of exciting things happening. So, really quick. So we know that AVAX absolutely has gone up almost 2,000% in terms of increase. Well, XRP, what would that even be just for fun? And I want to show you a few things. Now, I actually am becoming quite bullish per where this RSI is. If we can pop through and break right there, the same concept applies. We can get a run. Now, I want this to be sustainable. Bitcoin is 40,000 plus. So please understand this is crazy. Frankly, I think it's pathetic that I'm even rooting for XRP to go over $1 in 2021, but I'm gonna take this as a blessing and just keep accumulating as a personal choice. It's one of the assets that have not full sent yet. Keep in mind, even 𝙃𝙀𝘼𝙏𝑒, an early investor in XRP, I'm talking years ago. Check this out. In 2017, XRP pumped almost 1,500% in 4 weeks, and I do reference that very often. I predict we will see a similar price surge when Ripple wins the SEC lawsuit and exchanges resume trading. And I absolutely agree with that sentiment. Per the chart, everything's been going poppy and going all the way up to their weekly R3 pivots and then beyond. And here's just a few examples of some that just keep going past their R3 pivots. XRP is the only coin in the top 50 projects that has not entered a bull market yet. Unless you argue that that little move early on was one, I do not think so. We're going to look at that chart. And he goes, but I expect that to change this year, as do I. Now, I believe there's going to be massive volatility, and I'm curious how this will happen, if there's going to be multiple bull runs, if there's just going to be one big one, and this is going to be a really long one. I'm not really sure, but I'm ready to make plays accordingly. So right here, Bitcoin, you can see the whole shape. Polkadot, same concept. Ethereum, same concept. ADA, still a top performer. XRP. So while everybody is buying the top of Bitcoin and Ethereum, these guys, I love these projects overall, like, ADA and Polkadot specifically. I am still holding here, accumulating. Same concept with Q&T. Why did I keep stacking at $3, $4, $5? Because I believed in it and I saw the chart. Same concept with even HBAR, just kind of bubbling up and fizzling before exploding, consolidating, and just breaking out. When it moves, it moves. Now, the people that sell their XRP now to chase other assets, it could work out for them. And I really do hope everybody makes money. It's, I truly do. But I am leaving my long-term holdings and I will be accumulating consistently. So now let me show you this chart really quick. And just for fun, even just a 2,000% increase, we have to consider AVAX now is already a top 20 project per coin market cap. That is insane. Remember what the website said, and even the videos, if you guys watch it, essentially unlocking liquidity, just like Flare, about, what is it, $800 trillion or $8 trillion, and I think it's 800 trillion, referring to the derivatives market where they derive value from assets, underlying value. That's $800 trillion that's locked up. What do you think happens when AVAX, Q&T, XRP, all of this money's unleashed? Then XRP can be one of those mediums of exchange. Now, even with on-demand liquidity alone, if we can keep scaling, I'm going to be beyond excited, beyond excited. Then there's additional multiplier effects based off of holders, based off corporates, based off of even the lending line of credit that they're working on. And then, yes, I believe, and I know everybody says this, it's quite obvious, it doesn't take a genius. Man, we're at $50 now, crazy. But I believe that RippleNet and Flare networks will have an integration in the future that will help now the corporate clients. And I'm going to show you an article shortly. XRP was never meant for us retailers. Now there's different CBDCs. I'm talking about interoperability between the big bucks on the wholesale side, interbank settlements, not intra. Intra-bank is like a closed network. We're talking about all the money, open borders, just like with Algorand, a borderless economy, removing the friction, just like the little catchphrase of the company Ripple. So really quick, because I'm all over the place as usual, bottom of this wick with the ruler tool, and let's just see what a 2,000% would put us at. Essentially all-time high, $3. And now something to note, and this is just something that all the assets are doing per the fib target. So of course we can throw these Fibonacci pivots on, and this is just on the daily, so take it with a grain of salt. And I want to see us break up. So of course we hit rejected. I want to see us break through officially, just like every other asset is done. You can even see AVAX did something similar right here. It broke up from that pivot all the way to the R3 and beyond. Can XRP do the same thing? We rejected, came back down. Can we break through? We're en route on the R1. Typically, when they break the P, they either go to the S1, or once they make their way up, they go to R3. That R3 is 70 to 75 cents on this exchange, and I can use a variety of others. Funny enough, sometimes they go to the next R3 if the next one has not been drawn, and that's 88 cents, and then, well over $1, $1.12. Super funny because the chart right now is showing like very, very bullish momentum, and I don't know if it's a bull trap per se, but I will be absolutely, taking advantage of anything I can get within this market. And if we come up, whatever, I'm beyond excited. We're just so overdue. As I've already said, I feel pathetic that we're even arguing and rooting for XRP to go over $1 when it's meant to be going over so much more. And that's why I believe when there's clarity, when, whether it's before or after the settlements, I don't care. The chart is going to explode in due time. So do what's best for you. If you don't have the patience, it is all good. I completely understand. It has not been easy for this community. The people that have researched XRP, that stay up to date with it, are warriors in my book. We're earning it every single day. And keep in mind, my personal choice is I'm going to be taking profit from my other alts before my big holdings of XRP that are locked up. I even locked a little amount in escrow, as I've shared, for a few years, and then on that specific time and date, it'll be sent to one of my wallets. So, hey, if we moon, we're 4 digits, whatever, 3 digits, 5 digits, it's coming to me in a few years, so I cannot wait for that. I'm going to set and forget the rest of it, let XRP ride for life. I have some take profits, of course, in mind at 2 to 3 digits and just doing what's right for me. Now, it's a rough idea. Will I change it and act out of emotion? Potentially. I'm doing my best, though. All right. So I honestly do see a lot of things like that breaking out, even going to the weekly. Same concept applies. $1.04, and then we can just kind of throw a fib, just swing high, swing low, guys. Let me throw that back on, and I just want to show you a few things. So on the weekly, we can see we're right up, about that 50% retracement, going all the way up to the 1618, which other assets are doing. So I'm not just, guessing and throwing a fib. There's dozens and dozens and dozens of assets that have been doing this, and I've been showing this on Patreon. We can see R3, $1.06 for this exchange, and all the way up to $1 plus. So in my mind, this is point A. B, right now we're heading towards, is this point C, and we're going to break out to these golden extensions up here to $1 plus? Or is this a fake out? We get rejected around the 50 or 65 cent region, like a, point C, and then we do one more dump that's timed with the SEC FUD. That's what I want to know. I think everybody's getting very bullish, as am I, per even the stochastic and the weekly coming up. I mean, we see what happens when these assets do this. The stochastic right here, just look down. I'm going to cover it. Stochastic coming up. And then we finally rocket and break through, and we're at that R1 right now. So yes, I actually am finally bullish on XRP, and now watch. Now it'll dump again, and there's going to be some SEC FUD. We are just so overdue. I'm not looking for these little dollar pushes, though. Frankly, I'm waiting for, massive rockets, the bull run that we expect to know and love. And maybe we're just getting started, but right now we're at about 49 cents. So we will absolutely see, and AVAX is showing no sign of stopping. Now, it's hard to get AVAX, at least in the United States. I personally recommend, if you're investing several thousand or like 100,000 or anything like that, use an over-the-counter broker. So I utilize Caleb and Brown, highly recommend them. They've been phenomenal with me. So links are in the video description. I'll probably put it in the pinned comment as well. That is something I'm doing as a US investor, because maybe I don't want to use an exchange if it goes down or the servers have issues. And what happens if there's good opportunity in the weeks ahead or months ahead? I can set some low limit orders with 24/7 365 uptime and reliability, and they source liquidity from a variety of LPs and markets, so I can definitely execute and fill my order on XRP. So same concept. Yeah, so I'm just beyond excited for that. I wanted to share that, and I thought that was super helpful. I wish I did all that sooner. All right, almost done. So IMF.org, guys. So right here, this is shared by boy_XRP. Definite follow. As in other countries, new non-bank players are entering the payment space, offering innovative services to regulated FIs, financial institutions, and to consumers and merchants. Some new fintechs, big tech entrants, aim to compete with existing money transfer service providers or transfer providers like Ripple and Calibra, while others aim to complement these services, kind of be enablers with the existing, agents, card schemes, etc. by offering digital wallets, act as gateways, interfaces, aggregators. Notice we have Stripe, Square, Amazon Pay, and Apple Pay, Google Pay, all these. Now, why am I so excited about this? And I feel like I'm going to lose a lot of people because I feel like most people leave the video around this time, and this is when they miss the good stuff, and I'll probably repeat it in the next video. But Apple Pay, and I showed you this video clip, Stephen Thomas, former CTO of the company Ripple, and now he's working on initiatives like Coil. Very smart guy, did the entire Bitcoin code from scratch. So he's familiar with both Bitcoin and XRP, understands XRP cannot have a double spending issue, which makes it a lot more ready for actual enterprise use to solve payments problems, if you catch my drift. So Apple was quoted to say this about Interledger Protocol, ILP, which is created by Ripple for payments and routing payments. They said that Interledger Protocol, ILP, is the Amazon of the internet. And I know maybe I titled the YouTube video that, it was a few months ago. Find those clips. It is just mind-boggling. And this was like 2015, 2016. How far do you think we've come, guys? Please, all the world is a stage. So I wanted to share that. This is on imf.org. We can see right here, for example, RippleNet provides the software and the rulebook for a transfer mechanism. Then I take that back to what I know, and then I listen to, head of real-time payments at ACI Worldwide, who sends $14 trillion per day and thousands of customers that are global and massive. And they're just getting those, the 80-20 principle, Pareto's law, getting the big players. They don't need every little guy. Those little guys can join later. So the rulebook reminds me of ISO and Xcurrent and Swift GPI as well. Essentially, rich data, and we care about settlement. So beyond interesting right there. Now this gentleman, Silverback, actually shares this document as well. So same document, it's linked below. I did retweet it. So we have Silverback running _ gorilla, and then this is XRP boy _ XRP. Check this out. And this is just so important to know. Right here, RippleNet, designed as a wholesale payment system, which I've been saying, without being subject to payment system specific requirements other than requirements posted by banks. We've talked about the FinCEN scrutiny years ago as well. Also, network or network-based apps, service providers such as RippleNet are not subject to specific regulatory requirements and do not need a specific license. Reminds me of some of that information, those documents that went viral in July 2020 as well. All right, now a few headlines and we'll keep going and then we'll call it a day. So crypto exchanges drew in more than 300 million website visitors in January. All good publicity. We have Navin Gupta of Ripple, again, managing director for South Asia and MENA, as well as the GM of RippleNet, is quoted to say, regulators need to make up their minds. We have been in continuous discussions with them, referring to just global regulators, even also with India as well. It's very interesting. We'll probably talk about it more with the Reserve Bank of India. And please, if you guys remember, what's his last name? Dr. Rajan. Please, you remember him, former governor of the Reserve Bank of India, people, RBI, at Ripple's annual event discussing RippleNet and XRP, central bank digital currencies, and what is to come. All the world is a stage. Also, Ethereum blockchain records 1 billion transactions. It just keeps going. I know we've covered this extensively as well. I'm paying attention to those new DeFi trusts as well that Grayscale's adding, such as, these groups, of course, but then they're adding ADA and also Monero. We know that they have massive Zcash holdings as well in the privacy space, and then Dash also looks like it's going to rocket as well. So I'm hoping that a lot of this money from Bitcoin starts leaking in or just starts pumping the alt, and we get a couple more months of some massive bullish moves to really take advantage of. Now, this is some crazy stuff. Maybe I'll cover it in my next video in case I'm losing you guys. Tiffany Hayden sharing this, and actually I want to thank you for sharing this. Jammin JKs, thank you for tagging me in this, by the way. Sorry if I ever forget. Hey, so Senator, the first IP associated with Mt. Gox is owned by the Department of Homeland Security. Isn't that odd? January 6, 2007. You can see the reverse DNS. What? I'm not even going to click this link right now, even though I have my VPN on and all that. Very, very odd, guys. So yeah, that's kind of why I say all the world's a stage. Also, I'll go over this in my next video. This is HODL style. Definite follow in this community. Reality is stranger than fiction, people. I know this has gone viral for several years at this point. It's so weird to look back and see how much has actually occurred and what is occurring today. This is from 1988, literally talking about the same thing we're witnessing. Now, I don't want to be conspiratorial, but this is literally happening. So crazy. Also, we have the gentleman from Real Vision Finance, and I just wanted to share this. We know him, a very successful investor, very smart dude, and yes, he likes XRP. Shocker. If I had my investment life all over again, I would just have invested in anything that follows Metcalfe's law. Remember, Moore's law is essentially, doubling processing power. Metcalfe's law is Moore's law of connectivity, and that's network effects. That is why I'm so bullish on the RippleNet ecosystem, guys. It's not 300 direct customers. Their customers have thousands. They're engaged. They're already integrated with the tech providers. We're talking 10,000 plus customers that have access to RippleNet in the future. So I think it's a secular shift in via technology and beats even old school, high volume, long time horizon macro in accumulating super normal returns over time. Completely agree with this sentiment. When you invest in things that change lives, you will make the most money. What is XRP going to do? It's helping right now the people in Mexican peso, the Mexican corridor with the US dollar, the people in Southeast Asia. It's all expanding and allowing to reduce this monopoly of these banking tyrants from 7%, 10% in areas, all the way down to 1% or whatever it is, and reducing these basis points in a massive way. It's destroying the incumbents. JP Morgan does not like that. That's why there is this giant fight going on. Pay attention to that. Lastly, I know I tweeted about this back in June, just about Metcalfe's law, talking about, doubling processing power, doubling participants and members, whatever you want, just doubling consistently. So you can see right here, if you look at the amount of steps it takes to double to get a preposterously large number, you'll know that it takes 20 steps to go from 1 to 1 million. Then also Metcalfe's law states the effect of a telecommunications network is proportional to the square of the number of connected users of the system. Moore's law of connectivity. So think of RippleNet now, the XRP ledger, Corda, whatever permissioned ecosystems, permissionless ecosystems you want, because there's going to be both. 3 users gets 3 connections. All right, now think of corridors. So Turkish lira to, Philippine peso, to Thai baht, to all these currencies. Those are different channels, right? XRP can go and flow bidirectionally through them as well. So both directions. 100 users on RippleNet gets 45 pairs, or 10 users, excuse me. Then 100 users gets 5,000 pairs. So we know that RippleNet already has 300, 400 participants. So do the math there. And then what happens when tech providers truly leverage it, because we know they're already integrated with it. It's easy, it's software based, API based. So this is happening, and the more people that doubt it, the more bullish and more excited I get. So again, I'm beyond excited. Hopefully you enjoyed. I'll get another video out if I have time. There's just so much to go over, and I'm so excited. So we will keep up with the charts, and overall, guys, I'm not looking at these little swings of 50 to 46 cents and freaking out. I'm watching weekly time frames for the macro moves. Notice MACD in position. I want to see this RSI start curving up, and then I'll do a top-down analysis from monthly, weekly. I catch the trends, and watching Bitcoin, because Bitcoin rules the market. I go down to 5-day, 2-day, 23-hour, 4-hour, 2-hour, 30-minute, whatever I want. Top-down approach, and I can absolutely see what is yet to come. As always, links are in the video description, and I will catch you in the next one.